Hey guys, welcome back to OceanGemTarot. So, today what I'm seeing is somebody that you had chemistry with. It's kind of passionate, maybe hot and heavy, maybe it's off and on again. I don't know. This could be an Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but I feel like there's something about it like they want to change and they're not saying it, or maybe they're like, "Can we just move past this?" I'm sorry. But there's something here with this cycle that they want to repeat. They don't want to give it up, right? They may be ready to commit, or it could be something of that nature. It could be something with a contract. Also somebody, it could be as well as like financial issues that tore them apart. But right now it's kind of like they're repressed. They regret it. They regret those things that happened, right? And they just want to be unified with you guys again. Hey, Davy, how are you, my love? They were in their pride. They might have been in their ego, and that's kind of what pulled it apart. Somebody also could be hiding something and then be like, "Oh, I didn't get it, but I didn't get it." And like I see like somebody erasing messages and like sending a screenshot and like sending it. I don't know. Like trying to cover something up because they feel like they sabotaged this. They kind of feel guilty here. There's something about your soul, right? And you're not like the rest. You're not built like everybody else, right? So they find it really attractive, and they notice that, hey, there's not another one like you, because our overall energy, we have ground your light. It's like you let your soul shine through. Right now we just had healing sideways, the inner child. They could have past things that kind of make them, I say, like wishy-washy, you know what I mean? Not think that something can also be completed, something they still need to work on. There's something that they're not saying here. Guilt just came out again. Like they feel really guilty about how things ended, or where they want it to go, or they wanted it to go, but they didn't say anything because this card has it like over their mouth, right? I feel like somebody's going to come back around, or maybe somebody already has come back around and contacted you that wanted to come out. It's like there's some heavy decisions that need to be made. Heavy Saturn energy. And this it looks like a horseshoe, right? The horseshoe's almost closed. It's like they're hoping that it'll work out in their favor. Interesting. But they're definitely logging for you guys. Whoever that you guys might have separated with, or it could even be recently separated with, kind of stopped talking because it wasn't flowing correctly, right? I feel like you're kind of like, you might be feeling pulled to hear them out, but at the same time, you don't really think this person's going to change. Some of you guys might be like, okay, well, we'll see what happens, but you're not putting all your eggs in one basket, if that makes sense. Oh, I am having a good day. Just been a little bit busy, Miss Baby. Let's see. What are these? So it's going to be a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They also might come to you coming up in autumn. But I also see a lot of changes happening in autumn, right? I feel like this person's like very masculine type energy, right? Like they want to take control of it. They just have a lot of pride. I just heard that song, "You Got a Big Ego." I forgot who that's by. It might be Beyonce, but don't get me lying to you. You guys might be a fire sign. And then that unity came out again. It's like they're guilty. They want to continue this cycle, but things need to change, right? It's like they're all in their head. They feel like they might have like sabotaged it, or they ruined it somehow, and they're trying to think of a way to come back to you and just kind of like smooth it over, like a clean slate. That's her time. I didn't spend enough time. Maybe for some of you guys, it might have been a time restraint issue. Like there just wasn't enough time spent within like that quality time type atmosphere. It's just kind of like, I feel like you guys, like, you know your worth, right? You guys might have been, and this could be, I mean, switch the roles how it fits for you. You know, your ruler could be Mercury, you could be a Gemini. It's like somebody's trying to send you messages, right? And now it's they want to communicate, but at the same time, the communication was broken. And that's the thing. You guys, it's like you know your worth, or you're coming into knowing your worth, and there, you have expectations, but it's not over bounding expectations. It's just like common stuff like, hey, you know, if you're not spending time with somebody, it's common sense that how is anything going to grow? It's not. So why waste your time? Well, you guys are, oh my gosh. Somebody don't want to get out, and I forgot my water. Somebody, it's like you guys are in your north node, and they might have been leaning more in their south node. Just not, I know this person just wasn't big on communication. It just wasn't flowing with how you would like it to control, how you would like it to flow, right? And it's like now they're trying to regain control over the situation with different tactics. But I mean, ultimately, it's up to you if those tactics are going to work. Look what just came out on the bottom. South node, comfort zone. Somebody didn't want to get too close because they might have been afraid of getting hurt here. But I also feel at the same time, for some of you, like in reverse of the situation with this, somebody could have been just too clingy and you couldn't breathe. It's like you're always wanting to know, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? But then at the same time, it's like, why are you always asking me what I'm doing, but yet we don't spend time together? Something interesting, the divine timing here. I feel like maybe it just wasn't the right time. But then at the same time, fulfillment of wishes just popped out too. It's like, why do you, I feel like this is kind of like you guys. Why do you have to lose something in order to know what you have? Right? It's like you should have known what you had when you had it. So that's what kind of makes you like, do I give this another chance? Do I not? Or do I just kind of, let it ride and it's going to fizzle out if it fizzles out? But it's definitely some of you guys here, it's just like, it's a definite, it's no. And some of you guys here, it could have just been torn apart because, financial issues tears apart relationships most of the time. Maybe they got it together now. Maybe and that's why they want to. It's like they've made some big decisions and they've changed a lot of stuff, and they regret how these things played out because that's not how they wanted it to end. Some of you guys, I hear proof is in the pudding, right? Somebody's definitely grown here. That growth could be like you growing over the summertime. Possibly this person's had a lot of inside growth within this time apart. But then I just heard, no, I doubt that. There's something somebody's telling you guys that you don't believe what they're saying, because it's kind of like your actions speak louder than your words here. Hey, Andre, how are you? Confirmation? Oh, I'm glad I can be your confirmation reader. We have the moon, the 5 of cups, and the star that's sideways here. Follow your intuition. I feel like there's also things with the moon. It's like behind the scenes, what is not seen. I think that's also what threw you off. It's like you could see behind what is being told. You can see the actions. The actions don't line up with the words, right? So that's kind of like where all this, it's like you had to move on. It's like somebody packed their shit up in a box and left. Somebody could have left a job just because it's like you're not holding up to your end of the bargain. This could be like a commission type based job, or it could be like a salary plus commission, but the commissions were never being paid. That's one situation. But then here in the star sideways, it's like having faith in something, but at the same time, it's like, what's the point? It's kind of boring, right? If nothing's planning out and nothing's moving forward, what's the point of wasting your time here? So you might as well, kick rocks and move on. But I don't see that somebody's like necessarily like, oh my God. But at the same time, it's like, it wasn't something that was a happy change. You were disappointed, but it's like you're questioning yourself. Why should I go back to something if it's not going to work out? You can say that you're changing, and yes, okay, you might be regretful, you know? It's no hard feelings, but at the same time, it's still not going to work out. We have the 5 of Coins in reverse. This person might have been made some positive changing, but at the same time, you know, this can go 2 different ways. It's like you're in recovery mode, like you're recovering from this. You're not quite so sad anymore. It's like you realize why it happened the way it did. Or this person is showing you by their actions that they're actually like listening to what you were saying and what you have to say versus ignoring it. I see somebody ignoring something and acting like they didn't see it. That makes no sense. Why, if you like somebody, why are you going to ignore the words that are coming out of their mouth, right? Especially if something's not working. If somebody's telling you, hey, this is me. This is how, you know, I flow. This is how I move. This is what's upsetting me. Why wouldn't you take that into consideration? You think they're lying? Come on, people. They're telling you the truth. It's like, listen to what people say. But at the same time, their actions are going to back up what they're saying. Somebody could be like, oh, this example, oh, I love you. But then they never spend any time with you, or, you know, they don't act like they do. Period, point blank. I mean, people know how that one goes. It's like you can't say something but not back it up with actions, because your actions are going to tell you. And then also, somebody might have ghosted somebody, because that's what I'm seeing. And I don't mean like hardcore ghosted, but it's like they would ignore you whenever it's convenient for them, but then pop back up and be like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't get it. But at the same time, it's kind of like I hear somebody saying like, I'm not dumb, dude. And so at that point, it's like they didn't like when you gave the same energy that they were giving you. Well, tough cookie. If you don't like the energy you're getting, then maybe you should observe the energy you're putting out, is what I have to say about that. What is that wanted to come out? King of Swords. I feel like you guys were also, you know, assertive. Like I don't feel like you were hiding what it is that we have Page of Wands in reverse. You weren't hiding how this stuff was going. I feel like you do like them, but I also feel like before you straight up like you were done with it, it's like you let them know. Somebody thought you might have been thought you were more gullible than what you are, and then when it bit them in the ass, that's when they're like, oh crap, they really aren't talking to me anymore. You got the point with that. Silence is louder than words. I think you guys are just over it. And we have the Temperance card, which is a balance, right? Somebody needed to change their perspective here, or actually get a new perspective. But I feel like you guys see things for what they really are. It's like being very balanced in a situation, like not totally feeding into what anybody will tell you. It's like you're not just going to sit there on the hamster wheel and keep repeating a cycle here. Or that's what you're noticing, that this is an ongoing cycle and it's not going to change, and it's time for you to go, because you're learning like, I deserve more than this. We have the King of Wands in the reverse. Somebody also might be arrogant with a short temper. There's a lot of ego, a lot of pride, a lot of arrogance here. They could pop off anytime you bring something up. Like they just instantly get mad. Anytime you bring any little thing up is what it seems like. Just very short-tempered. I just heard, do you know who I am? Somebody's very self-involved. They think they're the cat's meow, but in reality, they're not. And I feel like they're realizing that. We have the 8 of Swords. And we have the Hermit. I don't feel like you guys are, you feel like you were kind of bound, right? But after doing some soul searching, I feel like you realize that why am I going to sit here and restrain myself, hold myself back from the truth, right? It's like you see it for what it is, but they thought you were blind. And I feel like you guys kind of distanced yourself. Like you just were not like hermit mode. Not necessarily, maybe not a full-blown hermit mode. You weren't like totally recluse, but it's like, I'm going to mind my own damn business. I'm going to move over here. And they didn't know what to think about that. I guess they figured you guys weren't going to chase them. And so now they're all, you know, butthurt. The Four of Coins and the Knight of Swords. You guys are very secure with where you're at. And maybe they don't know how to take that. They're kind of feeling a little bit depressed here, right? They don't think they're going to be able to get you back. I feel like somebody's coming at you. Forgive me. It'll change. I didn't mean to. I didn't know. Like making excuses instead of admitting like, okay, well, you know, I made a mistake. Like making excuses for your actions instead of owning up to it. We have the Judgment. Things are going to work out, right? I feel like things are going to become balanced. I feel like you guys might forgive them, but at the same time, it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out. Maybe someone's going to try and forgive them to kind of see where it goes. Just not put their eggs all in one basket. See if it does change. I mean, everybody deals with things differently. So I don't feel like all the entire collective is going to be like, okay, well, this isn't balanced. I'm moving on, you know, and something else is going to come in, like knowing your worth and walking away. But at the same time, I also feel like somebody else is going to hear them out and see if they've truly changed. Because some instances, somebody actually is going to change. But then in other instances, I just don't see it. I see it as more of they realize what they lost and they want it back. But whether or not they're going to make those changes, I don't see it. Some of you guys chose you because that Judgment is on self-worth. I just heard who wants to beat a dead horse. It's not going to get you anywhere. I feel like some of you guys felt like, you know, it's like you feel like you're constantly running into a brick wall. Like it's not moving forward. Hey, Crystal, how are you, love? It's good to see you. Then we have the Lovers. Some of these instances, if this wasn't like totally horrible type stuff, right? You're going to give it another shot because that Lovers did come out. And for some of you guys want something new and are moving on. I know there's a lot of different situations here. Or like 3 different situations. Somebody broke up just because of money. Like it was just the debt that tore them apart. Now that that's calmed down, they might be able to rebuild. But at the same time, somebody here just on an ego trip. And they're thinking that like you're gullible and you don't see what it was that was going on. And I feel like you guys are going to move on. So it's like somebody sees the error of their ways and they're saying they're going to change, but they're not really changed. But I feel like somebody's going to be like, okay, I don't see this happening, but we'll see. It's going to like you're giving them a test run. We'll see. We'll see if you've changed. We'll see. But at the same time, it's not like you're jumping all in, head over heels, you know, running with it full speed. It's just kind of like, we'll see. I'm a show me type person. Look at that, Sun. Somebody's going to have a happily ever after an ending. But I'll also see that, I don't know, this one that's having to deal with this over here, that it was something that's not huge. It was like just, I feel like timing issues. I feel like you're going to come back around, and I feel like they are going to, like it's going to progress forward. And you're going to be happy. On the bottom, we have the Knight of Cups, right? Somebody's really chivalrous and a hopeless romantic. I feel like they're going to reveal that to you. This is interesting. This is like 3 different scenarios all over. It's all about the communication. Definitely this clingy person, it's not gonna work. It's gonna stay separated. Because it's like you see it, you know, divine feminine. You're gonna move away. This could be a over obsessive female though, but there's something that needs like a strong foundation, and that just wasn't it. It's like they were really insecure. So yeah. Let's grab something from the loo deck. And then I have to go to a football game. Kiddos. And then tomorrow will be full blast because we still have to do the rest of our signs that I have down there. What do we have tomorrow? We have Pisces, Virgo, and Aquarius still to do. Today kind of got away from me a little bit, so I do apologize. What do we have for the collective? What do they need to know about these different situations? This is very all over. Those wanted to come out too. Okay. Uh-oh, somebody has a new love come in. What? Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your life. For those that are moving on, they got a new love. What? A new person has stirred up romantic feelings. Then we have passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. That's just for you guys that are moving on. And then what else do we have for the other? It's safe for you to love, open your heart, and give and receive the highest energy of all. Somebody dealt with a relationship like this, and they're like, it might have been really toxic, especially with that obsessive card out there. You're not going to let them back in. I hope you don't. Get to know each other as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, and then your heart will bond. Dating is for data. Somebody needs to hear that. And then we have a separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So that's for somebody. Hey, Tony. How are you, my love? Well, on that note, with these 3 situations, I have a football game to go to. So I love you guys. I appreciate all of you guys for being here. Smash the like button. I truly appreciate it. Subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. So yeah, that way you guys know when I'll be on again. And until next time, you guys stay fabulous, stay blessed, stay awesome, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to finish the signs. Bye, guys.